Hey, what's up team? It's Chris here with my 2013 Jeep JK Rubicon Unlimited. Gonna do a review and install video on the Smittybilt XRC modular bumper. I couldn't find a whole lot of videos on this one specifically for installing it, so decided to make one. In addition to that, I've got a Smittybilt 10,000 pound winch that I'm putting on as well, kind of go over the nuances of that, and there are a couple with this bumper, and I'll kind of explain that in just a second about how this one's a little bit different than what I thought I was getting. I don't know, maybe someone can help me out with that. But stand by, should be a great video. Hopefully it'll help you guys out if you decide to purchase this bumper, and I'm hoping it all fits. We'll see, okay? Alright, here we go. Okay guys, so let's take a look at the bumper that I got. Okay, so as you can see, I already put the bull bar on there, and then I've already attached the winch. So this is the XRC Smittybilt XRC modular bumper. The difference with this one that I cannot seem to find anywhere on Smittybilt or Quadratech or 4wheeldrive.com is these big holes right there. When you look at it online, you see five of these smaller holes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the smaller holes. These two big holes actually can fit the stock fog lights, which is freaking awesome, because one of the biggest complaints about this bumper is you can't put the 4-inch fog lights into this bumper. So that in itself is a gift, in my opinion, and it's got the same part number, 76825. Here, let me pull it up, I will show you. Oh, it's heavy. So we look here, part number 76829. We go over to the box. See, look guys, difference, 76825. Oh, duh. Okay, duh. I was just looking at the part number for the bull bar. Okay, so the bull bar part number 76829, for the bumper 76825. But as I mentioned, and you can see it right here, right there, and right there, those are gonna house my factory, actually my upgraded LED Sunpie fog lights, which is awesome because I thought I wasn't gonna be able to use them. Okay, so the problem with those big fog light holes is, so these are the bolts that secure the winch to the bumper, okay? Right here. Unfortunately, you can see one here, these are the back ones, right there. There's one on that side, oops, and one on this side, okay? Unfortunately, let's see if I can get you in there to see, there's the ones for the front. Alright, so here's the ones for the front. As you can see, there's very little room between where the bolt goes in and the top of this big fog light hole, right? So you can't fit the original bolts that came with this into that. You can't make the angle. So that in itself was a pretty big challenge. Once I figured it out though. So you ask yourself, what did I do in that situation? So what I did was, here's a bolt that came with the bull bar. This is gonna kind of be a theme with Smittybilt from what I've seen so far, is that you get all these extra bolts and pieces that don't seem to go anywhere. This had nothing to do with the installation of my bull bar, but there was 6 or 8 of these that came in there in the hardware package. Lucky for me, this actually is the same size except shorter. It's not as long as this bolt, right, that came with the winch. So I was able to make that angle up into the winch plate. Basically all I did was I threaded some yarn or a string, threaded a string through the hole, taped it to this, and then pulled it back up through, and then very carefully just had the bumper on its side, pretty much like it is right now, holding those screws in and sliding the winch on top of it and then screwing those front ones on. Took many tries because as you would push this on, it would push the bolts back out, but eventually got it on, tightened everything down, and there we go. So difference between this one and everything that I have, oh, it's heavy, and everything that I have seen online again are these two front fog light holes, which I'm super happy about because now I can use my stock, or I'm sorry, my LED fog lights in there. Okay. Alright, so the first thing that we have to do is remove the stock bumper. Okay, plenty of videos out there on doing that. I'm not going to go into it. Should be fairly straightforward. Apparently that's the longest part of the process. It's probably the most boring part. I'll go over just a few quick steps on that, but I'm not going to actually go over taking that one off. So the first thing that you got to do is you're going to take off this plastic undercarriage piece, and I'll go ahead and do that. Hey guys, so basically what's going on here is I'm just pulling all the tabs out. I'm using a screwdriver. It would be much easier if you had one of those interior upholstery remover things, which I now have, but totally would have been easier then. And that's kind of all we're doing, and just pulling it off. Pretty easy peasy, no big deal. Hey guys, so all I'm doing right here is going to remove the front grille. Again, if you have those tab removers, I would use it right now. So you're going to take it off. I think there's 6 of them at the top, and then just unhook the turn signals. Okay guys, now all we're doing is removing the fog lights from the front stock bumper. There's 4 bolts to remove, and not hard, just you know, big hands, little bolts, and the angles, that kind of makes it difficult. Okay guys, so all I'm doing in this part of the video, it's really boring, but I'm just taking the front bumper off. Again, this is you know, probably the most boring, longest part of the install of a new bumper is taking the old one off. It's not difficult, it's just you know, what needs to be done. And so here you go, just enjoy.
Raised my rifle, swung for stars, stole some falcon.
Okay, and here we go, finally getting the bumper off, just unhooking a few last things. And yes, this took actually quite a while to do, had to speed it up a lot. So a few little things back there to disconnect. Not even sure I remember what those are, but there you go, and it is off. Very nice. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the grille removed and the stock bumper removed. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the fog lights into the new bumper. So as you can see, we've got pre-drilled holes already, which is very nice. So hopefully these are going to go right in. Okay, so what this is going to require is just some nuts and bolts. You see, lines up nicely. There. Pretty nice. Should be fine. Not going to be easy. I don't know how I'm going to get into there, but should be able to get maybe 3 out of 4 in without any problem. Alright guys, so in this part of the video, all I'm going to do is attach the control box of the winch to the top of the winch, and just following the instructions, the easy to read instructions, was able to get this done without any problems. And now we're going to start hooking it up. Okay guys, so in this part, all I'm doing is hooking up the control box wires, the power and negative and so forth, up to the motor on the winch. Pretty easy to follow instructions. Can't mess this one up too badly. Okay, awesome. So we've got the winch now attached securely to the front bumper. Control box is all set up, the wiring is set up. Now we're going back to the instructions on getting the bumper onto the Jeep. So that's what we're going to do now. Got some instructions. First step is drill out the top row outside holes to 1/2 inch. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so now we're going to drill these top outside holes to 1/2 inch. I have that loaded. Let me get some eye protection. Alright, here we go. Oops. That's so weird. All the others, look, all the others are at 1/2 inch, but this top one is not. Okay. Let's reverse. Alright, got the torque up. Let's try that again. Shit. Alright, 1/2 inch. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. Top one, again, 1/2 inch. Alright. 1/2 inch. Let me suggest one other thing. The fair lead piece, which you see right there, the silver piece, put that on before you put the winch on. I do not believe those were in the instructions. If they were, I totally missed that, but it is much easier to put this little plate on before you put the winch on, and it should not interfere with getting the winch on. It's just a lot harder to get those bolts back behind here, which I don't know if you can see or not. It's much easier to tighten those when the winch is not on. They're 19 millimeters, by the way, the bolt and the nut. Alright guys, so drilled out the top outside holes to 1/2 inch like the instructions said. Next step is raise the new XRC modular front bumper onto the Jeep. This step might require 2 people. I'm I'm not gonna lie, this thing is gonna be freaking heavy. I think the bumper by itself is around 77 pounds. And then I've got the bull bar on there, and then the winch, which it came shipped as 67 pounds, but that also I think included obviously the weight of the rope, and that's what the manufacturer says, it's about 67 pounds. So doing the math, 77 plus 67 is about 144. Did I do that right? 144? Okay. So as far as deadlifting goes, that's not a lot of weight. I do CrossFit. This is probably going to be one of those CrossFit fail videos. Only problem is yesterday we did, one of our members did a marathon row. He was rowing inside for over 42,000 kilometers, I think 42,195. So we had 6-person teams that I was a part of that also rowed a marathon with him. And we switched off every 2 minutes. So I think ours was at least probably closer to 8,000 kilometers that we rode. No, not kilometers, meters. Strike that, 8,000 meters. So we rode like 8,000 meters yesterday. My back is smoked. Shoulders are smoked, legs are smoked, everything is smoked. This is my off day in training. I usually have one off day a week, and I will definitely be doing video as far as kind of just talking about living a healthy lifestyle as Jeepers. There are plenty of YouTubers out there who do CrossFit. They're CrossFit YouTubers and talk about all their training, and they're awesome. And I've got a few that I really, really love. Craig Ritchie, Obese to Beast, are two of my favorites. But this is what I may plan on doing, is more something geared towards Jeepers and getting them involved, because as you guys know, if you ever go to like, if you're ever part of a Jeeping group or Jeep meetups, come on guys, we are not the healthiest looking people out there, and we have lots of improvement. So, back to the install video. This thing is going to be heavy. Just trying to move it around has been really heavy, but you know, we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get it up there without too much pain, and hope you guys enjoy this part of it. Hold on a second. Get a little bit of... Alright, so this may take a couple tries. No, I'm not using the best lifting form. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. That right there. Alright. So, can I already tell you one problem is I have some wires down there. The wiring harnesses for the fog lights are caught underneath, which actually might not be a problem. So that is in. Looks really good. My concern is, can I wire up the fog lights? And I don't think it's in the ideal situation, so I'm gonna have to back it out just a little. I may have to just take it off completely again, get the harnesses up on top of this metal bar, which I will show you in just a second. So. mean, yep. Alright, so we're gonna come all the way off with this and try it again. If I can get it off. Where might it be hung up? Oh yeah, that's good. Alright guys, let me show you. So, this wiring harness right here, I want it on this side, and we're gonna try this again. Great, just because I really like lifting heavy things. So, try number 2, just because this is my off day and I love lifting heavy things. Alright, here we go. Proper back form, and just like a deadlift, kind of get your shoulders directly over the bar and up. And here we go. Boom. Alright, so good thing is, got it on. It is very heavy. If you don't do CrossFit, I would suggest 2 people. Just kidding, it wasn't that bad. 145 pounds, not much of a deadlift. But I got everything. I just hooked up the fog lights again, which I'm going to show you. Now I'm going to run the wires from the so now I'm going to run the wires from the winch through the front of the Jeep into the engine compartment so that I can hook it up to the battery. Cool. So just to show you what I did back here was I connected my fog lights. This yellow light here, if you looked at my install video for the fog lights, that is the halo part of the fog light, and it's just hooked up. I have it spliced into my running lights. So when my running lights are on, daytime running lights are on, the halos on the fog lights also turn on. And I can show that to you a little bit later. But so far, this is how we're looking. I think it looks great so far. I'm going to be putting on the full width end plates here in just a second. That's going to be next. Actually, no. What's going to be next is I'm going to run these wires up into the engine compartment and then connect them to my battery. So stay tuned for that. Okay guys, so I took the negative wire, which is, let me get some better light on that. Alright, so this one right here, okay, this wire, as you can see, wired it just, or and I'll zip tie it obviously. Got it up into here, right through there, under the air hose, or air intake, and then it's going to go right back here, and I'm going to get it connected there. I'm going to run now the positive wire in the same fashion. Okay? So hold tight. Alright, so this is the positive wire that's coming straight from the control box. The negative wire came from ABC, if I recall. No, sorry, A. Came from A. There we go. Alright, so see if we have enough room to do that same thing with this one. And again, I'm just running it through here. Then once I get it into place, I'm just going to zip tie everything. Okay guys, so all I'm doing here is just following the negative wire up into the engine compartment to the battery. Okay, now that we got that done, okay guys, so what I'm doing here is just cleaning up the wires, doing a little zip tying, get everything out of the way, cleaned up. So I'm going to go back to the instructions on the winch to make sure, obviously I think negative to negative, positive to positive, makes sense to me. Let's go in there, see. So just taking the nut off the negative battery cable, just like that. Okay. There we go. All right, now we got the positive coming in. Again, same thing. We're gonna come out through here. Gonna secure everything, and we're gonna pop it on right there. Alright guys, doing the same thing on the positive side, just taking the nut off and getting ready to reconnect it. Alright, so here's the test. Let's make sure I wired this up correctly. I plugged in the remote. This is also a wireless remote once the batteries are put in here. I don't think it comes with batteries. I'll let you know for sure. Oh, sweet. Okay, so can't go to wireless, so I gotta put the batteries in here. And you can just unplug it like this. And, oh, now it's wireless. It works. That was out. Guess there are batteries in here. Sweet. Okay. Okay, so it works. That's awesome. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zip tie the wires in the engine compartment, make sure they're nice and secure, and then I'm going to install the end plates, which I will be right back to you with. So, let's follow the instructions, see what they say. Alright, so raise it up into place, align the bumper mounting studs with the 4 holes on the framing mounting plates, which we did. Secure using the supplied 7/16" nuts. Alright, so all I'm doing here is I'm putting the driver's side full width piece on. Enjoy. Hey guys, so this is basically the final product. I don't know why I didn't videotape me installing the wire, or excuse me, the synthetic rope. But what you see here is pretty much final. That's pretty much it. I will probably later on add some more video actually using the winch, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.